Welcome back to the Southern Quality Ford Friday Night Blitz. I'm going to talk about something real quick first before we get into some of these games. Our Player of the Year balloting is going on right now on our website, arclatexhomepage.com. If you click on arclatexhomepage.com, you click on Sports. Off to the right, there is a little tab for you to hit, and you can vote for one of the 10 players that were one of our Players of the Week. Right now we're at over 13,000 votes. Ben Harmon, the quarterback from Pleasant Grove, has 35% of the votes. He's in the lead. The Evangel quarterback Blake Shapen is not that far behind at this point at 21%. Xavier Simpson, the running, yeah, he has. Today he made a big push, and Xavier Simpson, the running back from Logansport, is up to 14%. So if you want to log on there, vote for the player that you want to win the Marketplace Chevy Player of the Year award. That's where you go and do it. The polls are open until Monday at 7 o'clock. So if you want your player to win, just log on and vote.
All right, let's talk about a couple games that happened tonight, and let's do it over in Texas. And we mentioned the stat earlier with the Carthage Bulldogs, 51-6 coming into the night in the playoffs underneath Scott Surratt. They're now 52-6 after a big blowout win over Athens, and just every single year you can count on Carthage to make a deep playoff run.
Well, I had a chance to talk with Kai Horton because he is one of our Players of the Week. He was a Week 10's Player of the Week. He looks the part. He acts the part. He was a very nice young man. I interviewed him, what was that, on Wednesday. I went down to Carthage to practice and talked with him. Great young man, but he's got the size that college and pro coaches are looking for. He's like 6'4". He made me feel really small. But he's played well all year long, and they've always got weapons on the outside, and Dixon is really good.
Absolutely. I mean, he decommitted from Arkansas earlier this week when they fired Chad Morris. Wherever he goes, someone is going to get a very good, talented player as well. Speaking of teams that have had a lot of playoff success in recent years, Pleasant Grove Hawks, they looking to make it back to AT&T Stadium for the third straight year, and it's going to be wins like this is what's going to propel them. 55-14 tonight over Nevada Community. Some tough teams there in that region, depending on how things shake out. Could have to face off against Gilmer here in a few weeks, which Gilmer getting a 57-0 win. Pleasant Grove did win their matchup a few weeks ago, but this is a Hawks team that...
The thing that impresses me so much about Pleasant Grove, you talk about, oh, they got Bruce Garrett, they got Ben Harmon. It's different guys every week that we're calling their names, different guys scoring touchdowns. We know that defensive line is loaded. I mean, three guys with Power 5 offers just on the defensive line, but there's good linebackers on this team. They've got DBs, they've got depth, and it's kudos to Coach Gibson and what he's brought in there, and he's changed the mindset and changed the culture at Pleasant Grove, and they just do whatever they need to do to win football games. If your job is to go and block, you go and block.
Absolutely. I mean, and down the stretch, you mentioned those guys that just kind of emerged. KJ Hicks has been a big factor there in the running back position for them. Jackson Cobb just committed to Arkansas to play baseball yesterday. He tore his ACL after the first game of the season.
In the Paris game, yeah, it was right in front of me.
They have had receivers like Sergio Rodriguez step up and fill into that hole. And this, I get they run the wing tee. They pass a lot out of that wing tee offense.
It's like a fast-paced wing tee.
And there hasn't been many teams over the last couple of years that have been able to figure that out and been able to beat the Pleasant Grove Hawks. Expect to see them make another deep run this year.
I expect to see us have 2 4A teams at least in the semifinals, with Carthage in Division 1 and Pleasant Grove in Division 2.
That's probably a pretty safe bet, depending on how the rest of the bracket is going to shake out here, in the next few weeks. All right, coming up on the Southern Quality Ford Friday Night Blitz, Tim and I are going to put a bow on this first week of the playoffs.
Put a bow on the show. Come on, be a poet. You know it.
We'll be right back.
Friday Night Blitz on NBC 6. Friday Night Blitz on